Hey guys, so so I don't know. Um, it's still early in the morning, and yeah, I guess I just wanted to try and film another video real quick before I have to go to school in about half hour. So yeah, that's um yeah. And I don't know what to say right now. Right now, so yeah. Um, so I guess just this video is um going to be about some of the things I've heard myself and stuff you should not say to people with eating disorders. Uh, so, so um, so well, yeah, one of the things that I have heard from family obviously was what what wow, guys, I cannot think of what I want to say right now. mm. Huh. Um, yeah, one of the things I've heard was like either, oh, you shouldn't be eating that. Like, okay, guys, um, wow. Why do you feel the need to comment on someone's food if you do not like it, okay? Seriously, I just don't get it. Um, one, to someone with an eating disorder, we already keep tabs on either what we eat or what we don't eat. And having someone point that out to us, it can be really nerve-wracking because you know you're basically letting us know, hey, we're watching you eat or we're keeping tabs on your food. Which, one, it sounds creepy, and two, at the very least for me, it makes me feel even more judged. So, yeah. Another thing I've heard was like, and I've heard, and this was from my sister, oh, you need to exercise more and get rid of that gut. Like, okay. Wow, one that's offensive to people, even people who are, even people who do not have eating disorders, that can be taken the wrong way. But for people with eating disorders, we always, well, I'm not gonna try and speak for everyone with an eating disorder, but at least for me, I think that kind of comment was what really actually started my eating disorder. Because I would hear that comment so frequently back when my sister was still living here. I would hear that comment frequently enough by either my sister or my dad or my mom to where that's eventually, after hearing it enough times, that's kind of what, helped me develop my eating disorder, I guess. So, yeah. hmm Another thing I guess that I've heard, and I've heard this from a friend who, we went to hang out last, I think a week or two ago, after I got done with school one day, and I was kind of out of it because, I didn't have anything to eat for the past 2 days. So, before we hung out, so I was, really out of it. And she asked me if I've eaten anything, and granted, she's probably just trying to be helpful, but, and she didn't know about my relapse with my eating disorder. But either way, friends or family, I get that you can be trying to help, but please don't try and keep tabs on our food or on what we eat or don't eat. So one of my other friends actually knows about my relapse, and he's been trying to keep tabs on me, like, oh, what have you eaten today? Or did you eat breakfast yet? And it's like, one, I appreciate you looking out for me, but at the same time, can you not keep tabs on my food or what I eat and don't eat? Because honestly, that will, at least for me, that'll make me feel even more pressured, and it'll make me feel like I have to lie to you guys to tell you to tell you that yes, I've eaten when I haven't. Mm, and possibly lie about how much I've eaten too and what I've eaten. So, yeah, eating disorders can be very sneaky and manipulative and just everything like that. So, yeah. Um, another another thing I've heard would was people saying like, oh, oh, I feel so bloated, or I feel so fat. Like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten this. I feel so fat, or something like that. Like, oh, okay, uh, people, can we, just avoid that talk and, talking about food and stuff like that. I don't know. Another thing that I've heard, and I've heard this from one of my friends too, but one day I was hanging out with a friend and he had a little bottle of pop in his hand, and I guess he felt the need to point out the calories in it. Like, he said he said something about like, oh, this bottle of pop has like 200 250 calories in it. Like, that's like a small meal. Ooh, yeah. And the first thought that went into my head was, can you not talk about calories, okay? Please, can you not talk about calories? Because as someone who's relapsed with an eating disorder, yeah, calories go through our head 24/7 about what we eat or don't eat or something. Or, well, at least I'm pretty sure. Well, at least I'm pretty sure for most people with eating disorders, or the majority of people with eating disorders, think about calories 24/7. So, yeah. And the same friend who mentioned that calorie thing, he also knows about my depression and anxiety, so he's been trying to help me with that. And one of the things he mentioned was like, oh, I would try, like, one of the things that I've heard that can help with depression is running. Like, I don't remember what else he said, if he said anything else, because after he said that, my mind basically just went to, dude, are you low key Are you low-key trying to tell me that I need to be exercising? Or that I should start exercising? Because ouch, that hurts. Two, two, you know I've relapsed with an eating disorder, right, dude? But then he started, I guess he started talking about, like, oh, how he runs and swims and does that, all that kind of stuff. Like, um, wow, dude. Oh, I kind of just wanted to tell him what, they're like, dude, stop talking right now. Because as someone with an eating disorders can get very, very competitive to the point where now I actually do want to start trying to run and possibly even start swimming just so I could try and compete with this person. And by compete, I do not mean in like a normal healthy competition type way. I mean in like, woo, eating disorder type way. Like, I want to try and beat you and prove to you that I can do this too. And prove to you that I can lose weight. So, yeah. Don't egg me on anymore, dude. than you already are. Another thing I've heard from people would be like, oh, just eat. Like, someone with an eating disorder, we cannot just, like, as someone with an eating disorder, we cannot just eat. Okay? We cannot just eat. Okay? It is a whole mental thing with us. Like, we feel like we can't eat, so, or at least or at least if we want to eat, our mind tells us that we can't. So we don't eat, and it keeps going, and our mind keeps telling us that. So yeah, it's not that simple. And another thing I've heard was and this one I've heard from my mom was, I think, like 2 years ago, we went to my grandparents' house for Christmas, and I don't know, I guess I ate something and I felt like I wanted to throw up afterwards. And I guess I said that out loud to mom or something. But she actually told me, like, oh, just be careful when you're doing that. Like, okay. Wow. One no, I guess for me that just made me feel like okay, either you've heard me thrown up at home and you know what I'm doing and you don't really care, or you see nothing wrong with it, or two, you kind of think this behavior is okay or something. Like okay. Yeah. Another thing I hear people say a lot that really bugs me is them being like, "Oh, I need to lose weight." Like, "Oh, I need to lose weight. I look so fat." What, something like that. Like, you like really people really and someone with an eating disorder, guess what? We are yeah, that can be really triggering for us because seriously, it's like seriously weight and numbers and calories and everything go through our heads a lot. So yeah, don't bring that up. Also with weight, it's like I feel I've heard people say that if you lose weight, I hear people say like, "Oh, you look so good," like, "Oh, you look good." You're like either, "Oh, you look good," or "You look healthy," because you've lost a little bit of weight, something like um. Okay, being thin does not automatically mean healthy. Okay, people. So yeah, guys, really. And if anything, I feel like that kind of comment can be even more triggering to people with eating disorders because if you tell someone with an eating disorder that like, "Oh, you look so good, you're losing," like, "Oh, you lost some weight, you look good," or "You look healthy," um at least for me, I don't know, I I feel like for a majority of people, hearing a comment like this can either be taken as like, "Oh, I'm losing weight," like, "Oh, I'm losing weight, this is a good thing," yes, or or it could, at least for me, if I would hear something like that, like, "You look healthy," like either, "Oh, you look good," or "You look healthy," it would make me think like, really, really, um, I haven't. eating disorder and I eat very little, if nothing at all, and the very little I do eat, I tend to throw up afterwards. So don't tell me I look healthy or that I look good because you do not know how I'm losing this weight. So, yeah. Um, what else was I going to say? Guys, I forgot what I was going to say next. Seriously. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, yeah, I guess, like, also, another thing, I guess, that people tend to say is, like, something oh, like, why do you throw up afterwards? Or just don't throw up afterwards. Okay. For someone with an eating disorder and, you know, for someone who's bulimic and throws their food up after they eat it, which I've also done, it's not it's not as simple as just, oh, just don't throw up afterwards. It it's like, we can't we can't just stop our eating disorder habits immediately. So yeah. Um okay, but like, okay, so I tried to describe at least a little more in detail than my last video on this topic. Although I don't know how good I did with this video, but if you know someone who's struggling with an eating disorder, can you just either, if you know someone who's struggling with an eating disorder and who's like struggling to eat, possibly just telling us something like, you have permission, like, you have permission to eat this, or it's okay, you can eat this, can be enough to help us feel like it's okay to eat what we want to, and do not try and judge us by what we eat or whether it's healthy or not. And like, sometimes that is enough, or at the very least, in my opinion, at least for me, in my opinion, I feel like that would be all that I would need or want someone to do for me. Like, do not keep tabs on my food or what I eat and don't eat. Do not be asking me what I eaten or have not. Don't ask, don't comment on my food, on whether it's healthy or not, or my weight, or anything like that. So, yeah. And speaking of which, I actually did have someone, mostly family members, but I've had people say this to me too. Like, they've decided that it would be, that it was okay to comment on my food and the fact on whether it was healthy or not. And it's like, oh, you shouldn't eat that. It's because it's not healthy for you. Like, guess what? I know it's not healthy for me, but I don't care. It's tasty. Until it's like, guess what? I haven't eaten this. If you haven't already figured it out, I have an eating disorder. Like, I've relapsed in my eating disorder. So I'm already screwing up my body. I don't care if I screw it up anymore by, eating junk food. Like, seriously. This is iced coffee, and my sister at one point felt the need to comment on it and how unhealthy it is. Like, okay, sister, shut up. I know it's not the healthiest, but I don't care. It tastes good and I like it. So, yeah, I guess just that is my little spiel on what not to say to someone with an eating disorder. So, yeah, and possibly what to say, how you can help someone. So, yeah, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.